Welcome back to preparing your salon for a holiday sales explosion. Yes, I am super excited. And on this part, we are going to discuss scheduling the sales and task. Yes, we have to plan out our achievements. There will be no last minute, running around trying to figure out what it is that we need, things that we have to order. Orders are not coming in, and we're forgetting things. So, scheduling out your sales and tasks is all about creating and preparing for a holiday sales explosion. So, let's jump in. Here's what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss choosing the best dates. We're going to go over identifying the task. We're also going to go over scheduling the task. Yes, identifying them and scheduling them. These are going to be two huge parts right here. But first, let's go ahead on and get ready. Now, make sure you're in a quiet place. You got pen and paper. You are ready to go. And we're going to grab a calendar also. Grab a calendar. You need to grab a calendar so that you can follow along and choose your dates for your sale as we go along. So let's start with choosing the best dates. This determines your profit. You want to make sure that you choose the correct date that's going to actually benefit the sale that you want to have. So here's what you must consider. When choosing the date, you have to consider what day does the holiday fall on. You have to also consider what's the best day of the week to hold your sale. And how many guests do you need to service per day to meet your goal? This falls along the length of time and the hours of operation. We're going to break all of these down and we're going to get into it piece by piece. So let's jump into the day. Now, of course, here's a calendar. This is the holiday time, November, October, typical holiday time, peak season, well into things. So every November, Thanksgiving falls on a Thursday. It does not matter what year you are looking at. Thanksgiving is always the fourth Thursday of November. And as you may notice, these two calendars are not for any particular year because I want to show you how to do this now and moving forward. So it does not matter what year we are looking at. It only matters the day. And once again, Thanksgiving is always the third Thursday of November. As we all know, Christmas is always December 25th. It does not change. It does not matter what year you're looking at. Christmas is always December the 25th. And of course, New Year's Eve is always December the 31st. These dates don't change. They come around the same time every single year. So we've identified what day on this calendar we're looking at. Christmas falls on a Wednesday. New Year's Eve fall on a Tuesday. And of course, the fourth Thursday is always Thanksgiving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth Thursday is always Thanksgiving, no matter what year you're looking at. So now we've identified the actual day that the holiday fall on. Let's go back real quick. So what's the best day of the week? Let's talk about what's the best day of the week. Now, the best day of the week is, well, let's do this. So here's some key points that I want you to consider also. And we're going to go back a little bit to the calendar. Don't choose the actual holiday dates. The dates that we literally just discovered that the holiday falls on. These are not the days for you to have your actual sale. Another thing is to choose the date that does not interfere with your busy days. So let's discuss that key point. Now remember, most businesses are busy on Friday and Saturday. That's a given for our industry. We know Fridays and Saturdays are usually our busiest day. Doesn't matter the month. Once again, Friday and Saturday is typically our busiest day. And as always, Thanksgiving is the third Thursday Fourth Thursday, I'm sorry. It's the fourth Thursday of every November. Therefore, the Friday and Saturday before are typically our busy salon days. So we're not going to choose these 2 days for our sale. We're not going to choose the Thursday, which is the actual day of the holiday. I highly recommend you never choose the day prior to the holiday because you have your last minute people. People who literally remembered that tomorrow is a holiday. They maybe have company coming in from out of town. They may need to fly out of town. So we're not going to choose the day prior. The best days to choose are your slow days prior to the holiday. So let's take, for example, you know that your salon is open, let's say Tuesday through Saturday. The holiday falls on a Thursday. Wednesday, you're going to have a rush. Tuesdays are typically slow. You're not open at all on Monday. However, this holiday week, because Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, your salon will not be open, and you probably won't open on Black Friday because you want to allow your employees a break, or you yourself may want to take a break. So these 2 days of the week, you may not be open. And then you'll open back up on a Saturday. So to compensate for these 2 days that you will not be open, you can actually have your sale on your Monday and Tuesday and still meet your income goal for this entire week. Remember, the idea of the holiday sale is to create money before we close and also to get an influx of people where we normally would not. Here's another option also. So let's say, you know what? Thanksgiving is on this Thursday. However, I know my clients. I know the people who visit my salon. And they're all going to wait for this week right here to flood in. And if I can't fit them in this week, because I'm definitely not opening on Monday, I won't be open on Sunday. They're going to have to come in and get their hair done on that Friday or Saturday before. What you can do is you can actually have your sale take place the Thursday, Wednesday, or Tuesday prior to the entire holiday beginning. Now, let me explain why I chose these 3 days here. Once again, remember, we don't want to choose the weekend. And you know for sure that everyone in your salon is going to wait to these 2 days. And you are absolutely not opening on a Sunday and a Monday. So you place your sale the week prior to, because this week will typically be slow because everyone is going to wait to the last minute. So you put your sale up here. The idea is to use the sale to get people to come in when you normally would be slow before the holidays or people would not book. So the idea of the sale is not to book when you know you would be busy. It's to book when you will be slow to avoid a loss of income for this entire week. So if you know this one day is going to be extremely busy because the following week is Thanksgiving, everyone is going to be late, I'm going to have a sale up here because I know people are going to take advantage of it up here. Even though it's early, they're going to want to take advantage of this sale and come in and be able to have some type of longevity on their hair and make it down here to the holiday. If not, they'll come back in and get a simple wash and style or whatever it is right before, but I can see them twice before the holiday. So I hope that was really clear for Thanksgiving. Let's move on to Christmas. I want to show you how to schedule it over here if you want to choose Christmas as your day. So as you can see, Christmas is December 25th. It falls on a Wednesday. You may be open on the 24th. You may open on the 23rd also. You're like, nope, I'm going to rest on Sunday, but you will be open on this Saturday. Once again, Friday is your busy day because now we're getting close. Friday begins, getting close to the actual holiday because the 24th will be your last day and the 25th, you're not open. Hopefully, the 26th, you're not going to be open either because you're still resting, spending time with your family, and you'll be back in there on Friday. So, you want to put your sale up here this week prior to. This is where you want it to go at. This week prior to Christmas is going to be slow. So you want to have your sale up here on these days for people to take advantage of. So choose the best dates. If you're open on Tuesday, Wednesday, and you know Thursday is going to be slow, then your sale goes up here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So they can take advantage of your holiday sale December 17th, 18th, and 19th only. Now, another thing that I want to mention, let me take a quick peek. Number 3 was be very clear on the date and time. So let's go back and let's discuss that. Now, Thanksgiving was on a Thursday. We're going to actually have our sale on the Monday and Tuesday prior because we're going to close for the rest of the week and then spend time with family. So our sale is going to take place on the 25th and 26th. Now, we're going to be very clear about this sale because on the 27th, everything goes back to regular price. There's no last minute adjustments. You cannot honor something that someone may miss because of whatever family issues that they have and did not book. Remember, business is business. So our sale is going to be on the 25th and the 26th. On the 27th, things go back to normal. We start thanking people for coming in, thanking people for taking part of the sale, and we will see them next year. There's no adjusting the times. There's no adjusting the sale. There's no extra accommodations for the day after the sale. There's also no early accommodations either. So you may have some that will say, well, since it's on a Monday and a Tuesday and I'll be out of town, what if I book on the Saturday? Can I still take advantage of that? Absolutely not. Because it doesn't start till the 25th and the 26th. So please honor your days. Do not make any adjustments for any of your guests. So the 3 points we covered was do not choose the actual holiday date. Choose the date that does not interfere with busy days. Be very clear on the date and times. Make no adjustments. Now, here's our holiday sale. Remember, we've chose accent highlights, cut, and style. We've also chose a 20% off holiday sale. And this sale will take place on November 25th and 26th. Now, let's map the task out. So we're going to get ready and we're going to stay ready. The task that we need to do is first we need to order supplies. So whatever your sale is involved, let's say you have to order hair extensions because you're doing the hair extension, the bob bundle that we talked about, the quick weave, and you need actual hair because you want to retail the hair in order to get the service. So we need to order supplies. We need to order the hair in advance. If you're doing steam treatments, maybe you need to stock up on distilled water and conditioners. If you're doing nails, maybe you need to restock on acrylics or gel polish or false nails or order wax for brows. So order the supplies that you need in order to have it there and ready for the sale. So we chose the 25th, which means at least the beginning of November, we're going to order the supplies. You want your supplies to be there a week prior so that you can look at it, you can inventory it, and just in case anything decides to be delayed or late, it gives you a cushion so that things can still arrive on time. We don't want our supplies arriving the day of the event or, worst case scenario, the day after the event. We would rather them be there early and ready. Another thing that you need to do is to open the calendar for your staff. So if you have a staff that's on one plain level calendar and you're having the event on a day where the salon is normally closed, then you have to open the calendar for the staff that day. Let's do that in advance. So when we start advertising and start launching this sale, you want to make sure that the calendars are open so that people can book their appointments accordingly. Another thing you want to do is you want to start creating your marketing material, client emails, or newsletters. So these are all the actual things that we need to do. And of course, is there anything else that you know you need to do in order for this sale to happen? You need to write it down. So creating your marketing material, client email, newsletters, all these things can be done in advance and schedule out. You can create newsletters in advance and schedule them out in your system. Client emails, you can also do that in your client software and schedule that out and just have it ready to send out on your launch date. We'll talk about launch dating a little bit later when we get into launching the sale. And we're going to discuss also your marketing material a little bit later. But these are the things that we need to do. So writing down the things that you physically need to do is going to make all the difference on the success of your sale. So we have chosen solid dates and we've wrote down the tasks that we need to complete. We are preparing to profit. So this is how you create the whole sales holiday sale and have the task written down. You have the date scheduled out. Don't make it so that you're creating everything in a rush. This is where you can think about things in advance. So in actuality, you can actually look past the holidays and start laying out all of your sales for the entire year and scheduling out the task, setting the date, scheduling the task so that you are prepared when it's time to launch one after another throughout the entire life of your salon. So I hope you've enjoyed this part. And what I want you to do now is to just pause for a moment, take the time to go back to your calendar, to actually look at the dates, to look through the calendar and decide on the actual days or days with an S or date that you actually want to have your sale on. Get with your team and make sure that they are in agreement with coming in on a day that your salon will be closed if that's a day that you choose for your sale as well. So pause for a moment, get all of your scheduling tasks down. If you're in agreement, start asking your team or listing yourself everything that you need in order to make this holiday sales explosion a reality, a smooth reality, that is. Like, we don't want any bumps in the roads. We want everything to lay out and plan out perfectly. So you have some work to do. And while you are completing the work, I will see you in the next section.